Welcome back, Shalligators. Today, we are going to talk about Ben Affleck's absolute crap behavior. Saying he was trapped in the marriage and you know what I see? When I first look at him, you know the first thing I notice? The audacity. Today, we're going to talk about what to do when an ex tries to make you the bad guy. When they're trying to rewrite history and blame you for everything that went wrong, maybe in your relationship, but maybe in their whole life in general. How do you fight this? Do you fight it? And yeah, how? So we're gonna get into that, and I'm gonna tell you what I've heard behind the scenes as a former celebrity journalist about Ben Affleck, because he came from my neck in this when he said, oh, all the tabloid stuff was horseshit. Honey, I know who those sources were on those stories, and I actually stand by them. So we're going to break it down. But before we do, just want to remind and thank you guys for the generous donations to our Philanthropy charity fundraising project this year. It's actually a bunch of little projects funding books for a teacher, I believe, in the Bronx. It's heartbreaking, but we are pulling up. And the notes, next video, I'm going to read the notes that these teachers are writing. I mean, they bring tears to my eyes, and you know I'm like a reptile inside. So it moves me. It's going to move you. Thank you. And if you guys want a video shout out from me and you're in the US, head over to Cameo, or if you're an international chickadee, Australia, Europe, UK, head over to Memo and go ahead and book me there. Okay, let's talk Ben. I have been in Ben's corner for a long time. I loved him even through that Phoenix back tattoo. I did. I loved him through it. I do not love him anymore. Ben, it's over. No, please just take your things and go. Please take your weird cigarettes and Boston memorabilia that no one wants around the house and leave. So he went on Howard Stern. Everyone's been on Howard Stern. Like Billie Eilish was just on there. I need to talk about Billie Eilish in a second because I need to, speaking of coming for a neck, I'm coming for one of you's necks. One of y'all's necks, because you pissed me off in the comments of that Billie video, but hold on, we're going to get there. So he went on Howard Stern saying that had they not split up in 2015, I'd probably still be drinking. As part of why I started drinking. Is that how he talks? We're going back to Boston. Because I was trapped. He said because I was trapped. He said he was trapped in this marriage. Okay, hold on. A tall, hot, white, rich man in America was trapped. Won't someone please think of the men? Won't anyone think of the men? Fuck you, Ben Affleck. Trapped? A single mom who's being beaten by her shitbag husband, she's actually trapped, okay? A veteran with PTSD who can't get any help because of the red tape, they're trapped. You're flying on private jets with Tom Brady and that ugly nanny you fucked, you're not trapped. This makes me insane. And I feel insane when I talk to you guys. When you submit questions to me, which you can on my website, shallonlester.com, I answer them all. When you're like, oh, I'm just trapped in this relationship with my boyfriend. No, you're not. And listen, this isn't an abused woman situation. It's like, I don't know. I feel trapped here. Well, you're not. Enough with the victimization. You know, I hate a victim. I love a bragger because they're not a victim inherently. You're not both, right? And Ben has put himself in the victim category and put his poor, long-suffering, sweet as anything wife, Jennifer Garner, as the villain. Okay, let us carry on. We had a marriage that didn't work. This happens with somebody that I love and respect, but to whom I shouldn't be married any longer. Ultimately, we tried because of the kids. I was like, I can't leave because of my kids, but I'm not happy. What do? What I did was drink a bottle of scotch and fall asleep on the couch, which turned out to not be the solution. So let me get this straight. You stayed in this marriage because you're just such a good dad. You just love your kids, right? You're just such a devoted dad. And how you showed your devotion to your kids, who you just love so much, was to get blacked out and pass out on the couch and let your wife do all the parenting. What a piece of shit this guy is. I mean, I hope you watch this, Ben. I hope your reps watch this. I hope someone you know watches this and they're like, this really hot blonde chick in Montana is like mad at you. He's like, fucking whatever. I don't fucking care. Let's go to Dunkin', get some scratches, whatever. When men are like, I tried. Did you? Did you, Gary? You tried? What did you try exactly? You tried drinking. You tried doing exactly what you wanted to do for 10 years. That's what you tried. You tried fucking the nanny. God, that's weird. That didn't work. You tried blacking out. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be the solution. Who knew? We had to experiment. It was a scientific method. You tried going to rehab, but you also tried leaving, which you did. So, okay. Yeah. Got it. But this is somehow Jennifer Garner's fault, who was raising these 3 kids, carrying on a very successful career of her own, but also putting her career in the back burner. I mean, she was a huge star in Eilish and that dreadful Daredevil that they made, and that's how they met. Oof. She could have gone on to be a much bigger star, but she didn't. She was home raising your kids, and you were busy drinking. But you stayed because you're just such a good dad. Bag of shit. Absolute bag of shit. And someone tweeted a beautiful thing. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner split up in 2015, and she was the one who drove him to rehab in 2018. Don't blame it on her. Drag him. Drag him to hell. You know, I am loath to be like, backlash, criticism. But back the fuck lash this dude. Makes me livid. And he also said in this interview, you know, we tried and we took time apart and we made our decision. Everything you read in the tabloids is horseshit. Everything was bullshit. You want to know what was written in the tabloids? I can tell you, I wrote them. Jennifer Garner fed up with Ben Affleck cheating and drinking. Jennifer Garner begging her husband to go to rehab and get serious about their family and the sobriety. Jennifer Garner deeply horrified that he cheated on her.
I stand by these stories. You know why? These quotes are from a man who has not learned.
What is learning? What is learning? It's objectivity. It's pulling back and saying, I know what this other person did wrong, but I know what I did wrong. Growth isn't about what you realize is wrong with someone else. That's not growth. That's blame. And I'm not saying that there isn't anything wrong with someone else. Maybe Jennifer Garner was an absolute nightmare behind the scenes, although, again, I've written these stories. I see the sources. I have not heard one thing about her that's bad. And I can count on one hand the amount of celebrities I can say that about. I have not heard one bad thing about her. I have heard that she is a wonderful woman, a devoted wife, and a great mom. And we were hard pressed to find good stuff about Ben. He's a drug addict and an alcoholic and a cheater. So, but no, you're a great dad. I'm a shitbird to my kid's mom, but somehow I'm a great dad. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you are that disrespectful to the woman who bore and raised your children, you're actually not a good dad because you're not a good person. So you can't be a nightmare of a husband, but a great dad. No, you can't. You just can't. Sorry. Sell crazy somewhere else. And I just feel bad for whoever he did. Wait, who is he dating? He's dating Jennifer Lopez, isn't he? Oh, that's right, because I called it, remember? Oh! But you know what? Of course he is. Of course he is. What did we say when he got back together with Jen? Hold on. I told you that when she broke up with, the hot dog, the boiled hot dog, A-Rod. He looks like a boiled hot dog. Go boil a hot dog and tell me I'm wrong. You can't. I was like, Jen getting back together with Ben makes all the sense in the world because she's a narcissist and she has to be worshipped. And right now, she's in her 50s. Another relationship has gone bust. So she wants to go back to her peak. What she views as her peak. I mean, clearly the woman is never going to peak. She's not even a human. So she wants to go back to a time and a person on whom she has localized all of these feelings about the past to sort of regenerate that past. It's a hurt locker. We talk about this all the time. And now, reading this fuckery from Ben, he's doing the same thing. He's going back to someone who didn't hold him accountable because she's really not much better. And as someone who also refuses to learn lessons. She has to learn things the hard way, but she's not learning because she's making the same mistakes over and over. She can't be alone. She can't be single. She has to be obsessively worshipped, and then it becomes control, and she doesn't like that, even though that's clearly the natural thing that's going to happen. Look at Paris Hilton. She said the same thing. I went for guys who adored me, and then they started to control me, on and on and on. She stopped once she realized that. Jen's never going to stop. She doesn't want to realize it. She's in her 50s, man. Like, it's a done deal. Like, she doesn't seem to want to get any better or do any better. And clearly, based on what he says, neither does Ben Affleck. You know what the first thing they teach you in rehab? Not that I've been, although it sounds very chill and cool to just have a month of therapy. I'd make up a reason once I got there. Sex addiction, love addiction, yeah, whatever. The first thing they teach you, take responsibility for yourself. Bad things happen. We've all got a sad song to sing. Why isn't everyone in rehab then? Why isn't everyone addicted to coke or cheating or drinking? Because they're taking personal responsibility. And they're saying, yeah, okay, bad things happened. I was in a bad marriage, bad parents, whatever. But at the end of the day, I am in charge of me. I decided to pick up that bottle and drink it. I decided to eat 4 pumpkin pies. I decided. Ben isn't displaying any of that. He's saying, what I've decided is that this is Jennifer Garner's fault. So what if you're in this position? What if your ex is trying to rewrite history and you're the bad guy, okay? Now, this is natural. This is how we get rid of cognitive dissonance, okay? We have to devalue a person to devalue the loss. We must disdain that which we cannot have. If you've read Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, that's literally one of the chapter titles. Disdain something you can't have. I don't even want that. Ew, a Bugatti. Oh, Bougatti, more like it. No thanks, I'll stick with my Durango. Will you? Okay. People do that with other people. He couldn't make this marriage work, Ben Affleck. And so instead of being like, we tried, but actually she was trying more because she wasn't drinking. I was trying by getting blacked out on the couch and cheating and fucking the nanny. That was my version of trying. So yeah, no wonder she left me. Am I surprised? No wonder. I could respect that. I could respect that man. I don't respect this man. But look, we've talked a lot before about bad reputations and people trashing you. We talk about it in Evil Week. We've talked about how to destroy someone's reputation. And maybe these people are doing exactly that to us. But we've also said that if we go around trying to fight this battle, it works against us. Now listen, speak your truth. If it's, I dumped Kristen because she cheated on me. Actually, Mark, you were sleeping with your ex the whole time. I wasn't cheating on you. So, nice try. You can correct the narrative, but you do it once, and then you stop. Why? Okay, so what? Hold on. You have 2 choices. Actually, you have 3. You never speak on it. You speak on it relentlessly until everyone listens to you, or you speak on it once and then you move on. I'm of the mindset of either never speak on it or speak on it once and move on. Why? Because if you're speaking on it relentlessly, first of all, emotionally, you're staying tied to the situation. You can't look ahead and behind at the same time, girl. So which is it going to be? Okay, we were together for 2 years. I can't believe he's saying this. Well, essentially, emotionally, from an energy output standpoint, you're still together. You're getting all the worst aspects of your relationship, the drama, the tension, the betrayal. What are you getting out of this as positive? Well, I just need to let people know. You can be right or you can be happy. We talk about this a lot. What's it going to be? Peace or victory? Victory! He shouldn't get to say this about me. I'm not saying you don't have a righteous claim. No one's saying that. Like, there's a phrase, there's justice and then there's the law. That's like a phrase in law and, and in justice. It's like, there's what's just and then there's the law. And we say that because it's like, here's what makes sense and here's what we can prove and actually go after in a useful, meaningful, efficient way. The same is true with emotions. Yeah, there's justice and then there's your happiness. And is it fair you have to choose? No. But that is the choice. So what's it going to be? Are you going to spend more time going down this rabbit hole and talking about him and being associated with this person? Or are you going to be like, okay, I'm the big bitch. Whatever, man. Whatever. Just, okay. If that makes you feel better. Because let's beat this out to the worst possible scenario. I'm a big fan of worst case scenarios. He's telling people, Kristen cheated on me. People believe him. Oh my God, people believe him? Who? Let's get granular. Who is in the car of people who judge, as we say? His friends? Well, yeah, his friends are gonna believe him. But maybe. But let's say that they do. Let's say that they 100% believe him. Were you going to date them anyway? No. Were you even going to be friends with them? No. Well, I am friends with some of them. Then they wouldn't necessarily believe him. They would take a more judicious approach to that. Come on, Mark. I mean, I know, like, she would flirt and stuff. I don't really think she'd cheat on you. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Come on. Maybe they're not going to say it out loud. No, maybe people aren't going to go to bat for you, but they might think it internally, and that is a victory. Because then this dude who's talking all this shit, his credibility goes down. And when we've talked about people trashing our reputation, the remedy is to do nothing. The remedy to defeat a bad reputation is simply to live in contrary of it. People have said unspeakable things about me on the internet. I'm like, okay. Like, they called me a pedophile. I'm like, well, I'm not. And you can see that simply by how I live. So the more you say it, the more ridiculous it is. And by the way, it's because I tweeted about Justin Bieber. I know, it's so stupid. But so it's like, this isn't something that I'm going to actively fight because it's like, it's so dumb. It doesn't warrant my attention. I just live my life as a sane, normal, non-criminal person, and the people therefore who come at me look so much dumber. And this is the thing, when people aren't getting your attention, because that's what this is designed for. This is what it's about. It's about attention, you know? When they're not getting it, they escalate like a child throwing a tantrum. They get louder and louder and louder. And then they look crazier and crazier and crazier. And everyone's like, dude, you need to let it go. Like, you guys broke up 3 months ago. Like, she's already moved on. I saw her on Tinder. Like, just let her be, man. He's gonna just dig himself deeper. That's all that's gonna happen. But again, let's say people are gonna believe him. So it's either dudes who are gonna believe him, who are his friends, you're not gonna be friends with or hook up with anyway. Dudes who are jealous because they can't have you. Yeah, I always knew she was a slut. Dennis, you never stood a chance. Or it's chicks. Jealous chicks. Chicks who also never stood a chance at being you. So look at this audience. Oh, I have to stay connected to my toxic ex and run around town defending myself and shout it from the rooftops and make myself crazy so that these horrible people are on my team? What? You're not running for office. Every vote doesn't count. Who cares about these people? Actually, all you've done is call the herd. I like it when people believe rumors about me. I'm like, oh, okay, so you were actually just always looking for a reason to hate me. You were always looking for a reason to be against me because you're jealous, because you don't like me, whatever. I would have more respect for you if you're just like, I actually don't like you. I'm like, great, I've never liked you, so who cares? Get the fuck out of my life. But you're latching onto this dumb rumor. Like, oh, I knew it. I knew she was a slut and a pedophile. Just see your way out. Who cares? We only have so much energy. How are we spending it? Are we trying to make people who we, when you get down to it, don't like anyway, stay on our team? Because your real friends, guys, girls, whoever, they would not just automatically believe something. They'd be like, do you know that Mark's saying that you cheated on him? You're like, oh, that's interesting. Let me guess. When I was skiing Big Sky, I actually didn't go to Big Sky. He was there with his ex-girlfriend, fucked her all weekend in a cheap hotel room. So yeah, that wasn't me. That was actually him. Wow, really? They're going to, at the very least, hear your side of the story. At the very least. Maybe they're going to come to the wrong conclusion that you are the bad guy. Who cares? The older I get, it's like, first of all, bad guy, good guy. It's just like relationships are complicated, man. Yeah, someone might be a bad guy, but who's the idiot who stuck around? So even if you were the worst of the worst, he kept hanging out with you, right? If Jennifer Garner was trapping Ben Affleck in this addiction, I mean, he had a way out. He went to rehab several times, never came back and divorced her. Huh. Could it be she wasn't so bad? Could it be she was doing his laundry and kissing him and raising his kids and being supportive? That sounds a little bit more logical. Versus, I don't know, this woman just trapped me with all her love and support. And even after he divorced, I was just trapped by her. It's frustrating when people lie about us. I mean, I've experienced it. You've experienced it. Celebrities experience it all the time. I mean, they do, you know, and you feel for them. But what are we going to do? We have to pick our battles, and the picking of our battle has to be predicated on the best use of energy, because we only get so much. We only have so much time. I mean, that is our non-renewable resource. How much more time are you going to spend in this relationship? Because like I said, if you're still screaming and hollering, you are actually still in it. So don't wonder why you haven't met someone new. Don't wonder why you haven't healed from the trauma. You're traumatizing yourself. Don't look at stitches. Be like, why aren't you healing when you keep ripping them out? That's why. At some point, he might be a clown, but you're the one buying tickets to the circus. And that can stop the second you decide to. I'm not saying you're going to love everything they're saying. I'm not saying it's not going to bother you, but we can be bothered and not choose to react. We can be bothered in the privacy of our home with our friends ranting and screaming. We do not have to be bothered in a forward, outward motion. People don't get to see us bleed. That's what they want. He's saying this to stick it to Jennifer Garner. I bet she's close to getting engaged to this new dude she's been dating, like super down low for a while. I bet that's exactly what this is. And I bet she's reeling back his custody maybe. I mean, he is saying this to be spiteful for some reason, and we might never know what it is, but there is a reason. Just because there's a reason doesn't mean it's okay, and it doesn't mean you have to combat it. I want to know, when a guy has tried to trash you, what did you do? Who believed you? Who believed him? Who of your friends were like, you know what, actually, Ashley, I really believe Gavin. And are you still friends with that person? Girl, I wouldn't be. We're going to be back. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to rant about the Billie Eilish comment. Okay, hold on. So, I'm really pissed about this. So on the Billie Eilish video we did, like yesterday, about how she was watching Porridge, that's what we're calling it, when she was like 11. And, I was like, hey, whatever you're into is okay, but you have to set your own boundaries, right? Like, I like to be choked and some other girl doesn't, and like, that's totally fine. Like, different strokes, literally, for different folks, but like, communicate that to a dude, because sex isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. And someone commented, and I had time. She's like, I don't understand why women want to be choked and slapped, and it's so disgusting and humiliating. And that fake porn pain leads to real pain and humiliation. And as a rape survivor, I just find it abhorrent. First of all, what is a rapist? Someone who oppresses women and controls what they do with their vagina? Do you see the irony here, baby girl? Do you see the irony? Let me spell it out for you. You're actually trying to tell women you're doing the same thing. Maybe not through violent means, but you're your little keyboard warrior saying, no one has the right to like something because I don't like it. I also am a rape survivor. I love getting choked and my hair pulled. Die mad about it, okay? I'm allowed to like what I like. I'm allowed to wear this sweater. I'm allowed to curl my hair, wear high heels, and I actually don't need anyone else's approval or permission. None of you do. You're allowed to like what you like in bed. There is nothing anti-feminist in bed as long as you are gang for it. As long as it doesn't breach your boundaries and you like it, get weird. Go have that weird sex. You don't need some dumb bitch on the internet trying to approve it or not. Sorry. It's like you shit on the right for trying to control women's bodies, as you should, but then you do it exactly the same way with different rhetoric. And worse, you act like you're doing this for women. You're not. You're doing this for you. You're doing this for you. Mentioning that you're a rape survivor, no one asked. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't give you a license to oppress other people because something terrible happened to you. It happened to me also. I let women live how they want to live. Any other questions? Something you want to say? Do not come here and tell women what to do with their bodies. Got it? Not with a vaccine, not with an abortion, and certainly not in bed. You're not invited. Okay, anyway, on that note, we are done. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for more Vlogmas. Oh, please don't forget to donate to the fundraiser if you have a few extra dollars lying around. We really appreciate it. And so the teachers and the kiddos, I will see you later. Shalligators.